Right, so today I'm going to show you how to warp your mini loom. So let's get our things together. So the first thing you need, obviously, is the loom. That's this piece right here. Then we have our shed stick and our weft and our shuttle. We'll put that aside for now. You're going to need some yarn or some other string for your warp. And I just want to draw your attention to these end bars with these little wing nuts. They can be loosened, and when they're loosened, these end bars can rotate. So just keep that in mind, and for this warping process, we're going to keep them flat. They can be a little turned out, but you don't want them turned in. All right, so now we're just going to start by tying a knot right at either end. I'm going to be warping from my left to my right, but you can warp in whatever way you're comfortable with. Okay, so that's just tied on there. It's not in one of the grooves. And I just want to show you, we could choose to warp by going around, and you can see there's yarn in the back and front, but that's not what we want. So what we're going to do is go down here to my first groove. I'm going to make sure the yarn is in there. Now grab your shed stick and notice it has many more slots than either the top or the bottom. It's about double. So we're just going to lay this on here. It should sit comfortably. It's sort of shaped to sit in there. And you're going to put your yarn through the first groove. Now you'll notice it alternates long, short, long, short. And if you turn it back the other way, it alternates in the opposite direction. So have your yarn go through the first slot in your shed stick and the first groove on the bottom here and bring it around and then through the second slot in your shed stick. And then you want to go up to the top and we're going into the first groove there. Now we're going to come around and go in the slot next to it into our next slot here. Now, here is where you're not going to go into the next slot. You're going to go into the same one as before. So now there's two. And then go back. And here again, you're going into one you went into before. You come back around, go into the shed stick. So every time you go through the shed stick, you go into the very next slot, long, short, long, short. And every time you go in one of the end slots, you're going to go into it 2 times, except for the very first one. Think of it as having a left and a right to each slot. So you're just going to continue this all the way down. And I'm hoping that this makes sense. The reason you're going twice into each groove on the end is so that you have enough yarn to go into every shed stick slot. All right, so obviously I sped this up quite a bit. This does take some time. Don't be frustrated. And at the end, you're just going to cut it off. And now you're going to watch me struggle to tie it off. But all you need to do is tie it so that it won't slip. So what I would do after having done this incorrectly is go around the end here. And then right here, you can see me slip the end through. Slip it through 2 times. And you see, I only did it once, so it's slipping. So if you slip it through twice or whatever way you want to do to make sure it is tight, then you will have done a better job than I did here. All right, so now you're not quite done. So remember our end here, you're going to loosen up the wing nuts and you're going to twist either of these ends outward, ideally both. Now that is going to tighten up all of your warp threads. And it will also kind of give it more tension so that it won't slip off the ends. All right, so it should be quite taut. And the tighter it is, the easier it will be for you to weave. And there you have it. That is how to warp your mini loom.